In this video, we have a look at whether you should change tyres and race some YouTubers. We got Rory side by side ahead, and unfortunately, Key becomes the victim in this crash at the hairpin. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video where we are in a Ford GT LM race car Spec II, as are most people, and we're actually looking at a very interesting question. To change or not to change? That is the question. Should you change tyres or should you not change tyres? Now, this is actually a very interesting discussion point because a lot of people are saying, don't change tyres. And for me, I'm a bit in the middle still. I said that in the weekly race guide. It presents some nice strategies if you do change tyres. It presents some nice strategies if you don't change tyres. And that's what we're going to try out here. We're going to do two races. One where we change tyres and one where we don't. So we're getting right into the thick of the action then behind Williams. These lobbies are stacked, by the way. We got Nico in Ruthless, boy. Nico, get out of that car, man. Get out of it as we go into the hairpin then. Side by side with Williams as we leave that corner. Brilliant side by side racing there. Good stuff there. Williams is actually in the opposite car. The other Ford GT Spec car there, and Williams actually going to go into the pits there, as does Tarrant as well. We got Mahata in the pits as well, as we look to catch up to this Supra. Now we do know from the car profiles this Ford GT is faster than the Toyota Supra in a straight line, as we see it go down the inside then. Can we get it done? The Supra much better on the brakes, much better in terms of handling as well, this Supra, as we go through there, and Moax looking to keep that for now. Brilliant defense there round the outside. So we know that some of those early pit stoppers, they are definitely going to be doing the no-stop strategy here, because it's definitely not time to change tyres just for that extra lap. It just seems a bit pointless, really. We're going to try around the outside here of Moax. As you see up ahead, lots of cars side by side there. We've got Rory in there as well. You can check out Rory on the old YouTube as we continue on down here. I actually met Rory in Amsterdam, actually. So it was nice to meet you as well, Rory. As you see Nico go in the pits there, we don't have to look at that horrendous car anymore, the Ruthless boy, as we are on the start-finish straight, and Ito all over the back of Rory. Then going to go towards that inside line. I'm sort of sticking back here for now. I'm not going to send it anywhere at this moment in time as going to this corner, and Rory looking for a cut back there. Is he going to get it done? That'd be a beautiful effort if he does do it. As we continue on out there, they're still side by side then as we go into the right here at Deep Forest, and they're still racing. Look at this. Beautiful racing from the both. It is slowing me down a little bit here. Oh, the Spaniards off a little bit. Rory lets them come back on here. I'm sort of stuck behind Rory, and Moax gets 2 for 1 here. Well, maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Do they? I'm not too sure. They do indeed, actually. No, it is a 2 for 1 there for Moax. Well played. And well played to everybody there. We all survive here. I lost out a little bit there, but it is what it is. You know, I can't go anywhere. And Rory was just being sportsman there because he couldn't really go anywhere else with the Spaniard coming back on the circuit. So it is what it is. It's all good. Right, we continue on out here then. Lap number 3. We're in this train of cars then. And in the slipstream. We get a treble slipstream here, ladies and gentlemen. A treble. We should be flying at the end of this straight then. So as we look towards the end of this straight then, right behind Rory, we go towards that left-hand side. Rory is looking for the move on Moax then, so we back out of this for now as we go into this hairpin. Again, side-by-side action up ahead. Beautiful racing from everybody here. As we continue out there, Rory gets the job done. We are still at the back of this pack as we go down the hill then, and to the left, both of those go, should I say, Rory and Moax. So we're now in a bit of clean air here, just Hito up ahead. We advance a lap later where I get closer to the Spaniard, and I'm actually going to decide not to overtake here just so that we can keep going here. We're in the 25s at least, which is nice because we hadn't done too much practice for this race, especially in this car. Sort of just jumped in and went for it, and you know, not being too far off the leaders is always nice in that sense. So through the left we go at the hairpin then, lap number 5, and we just run a bit wide here, so that's going to mean one thing only, doesn't it, folks? Yes, it's a penalty. And if you hadn't already guessed, actually, we're actually going to change our tyres on this one. So we're going to come and pit lap number 6, change those tyres, don't refuel. We get to see the delay in the pit stop here then. So 6.4 seconds there. So it is a delay and a half there. As we leave here, we're at the back of the pack because nobody else has changed their tyres. Now, you're probably like, oh, Tidge, well, it's pretty obvious now, isn't it? You shouldn't change your tyres. But not really, because it's not there where you're going to benefit. It's towards the end of this race as we see Mahata into the barriers then. Not sure what's going on there. You can see here we catch up to our pack that we were fighting earlier on. Rory, Moax, and we've got a Spaniard up ahead as well, as Moax just goes towards that left-hand side then. Penalties up ahead as well. And you can see on the right our lap times that we're in those mid-25s there. 25.6 that looks like on the right. I can't fully see, actually. A 6 or an 8, but, you know, it's there. We're in the 25s at least. And we'll see what lap times are when we don't change tyres a little bit later on. But looking down the inside of Silent Caliber then in that Gulf liveried Ford GT. Through the left we go. Going to continue on out of here. We're just going to give him a bit of room there. I did notice their nose was just there, so I gave him room to come back on the circuit because that's the sportsman-like thing to do, and that's exactly what I did there. And we've got a few others coming in the pits now, including Hito as well, who we were racing earlier on. As we come on this straight then, we've got Silent Caliber to the right, we've got Myers to the left. I'm going to go down the middle, folks. Let's make this 3 wide, shall we? As we continue on, we pass Hito as well in the pits. This is going to be 3 positions in one move as we get it done there. Down the inside, obviously with the fresh tyres, we can brake far later, and we do indeed. So we're in P10 right now as we head towards the line then. We cross that line, another 25 there, even with the overtake. And we are around a 42 there in terms of race time. And it's all looking okay so far in terms of pitting for tyres. Although, you know, we weren't actually in the thick of it, but it's a stat lobby, and it gets even more stacked in this one because we've got a world champion in this one. A world champion. So here we go, folks, in the slipstream of M. Williams, as they're now taking the Supra over the other Ford GT. B-Racer there, just with the hazards on. Not sure why they're waiting up a little bit here in that Corvette. So obviously they're not in a meta car there, so let's see what we can do versus B-Racer then. Through the left we go, and we're right behind here. We are trying to defend from M. Williams as well, so give a bit of bump draft to B-Racer as we chuck it into the right then. And then we're going to advance towards the tunnel, the end of the tunnel, and it is towards this braking zone where up ahead you're going to see an absolutely huge crash den. 3 cars involved in that, so we'll take all 3 places. Thank you, everybody. I like 3 positions as we continue on out of there. We've got Mawax again in that Supra as we continue on, and a couple of people going in the pits then. Didn't see who that was. We've got Nico in there. Mahata's gone in there. I think Airy went in there as well. We're going around the outside of Mawax then. B-Racer goes towards the defensive line on Mawax. So can we get B-Racer around the outside? That is the question. Can we do a world champion around the outside like we did at the Lightning at Catalunya? As we try it now. Through we go. A bit of oversteer there for the Corvette. We continue on out of there. Really good grip in this car, and we get it done. Happy days indeed. So this one we are going to pit and not change tyres for this one, folks. So we come in the pits. We don't want to fight in that group. We want a bit of clean air if we can get it. So coming out here then, Nico just ahead of me. Rory coming alongside then as we go into turn 1. And I look to try and keep that position, and I just do it there. Just do it as we stay behind Nico. So we didn't really lose out on the previous lap, staying at that extra lap there. And this is what's brilliant about this strategy at the moment, folks. It really is you can do all sorts here. So going through here, I'm not sure if I got a tap there or not. I wasn't too sure, but it wasn't nothing major there. But we do stay ahead of Rory. It's all good in the grand scheme of it as we go into this right. So I was talking about strategy there. You know, you can literally pit whenever you want if you don't want to change your tyres, or pit towards the middle of the race, lap 5, lap 6, lap 7. If you do want to change tyres, it's good. You have a mixture of strategies then as we go into the left-hander here of the first corner. Ramsey's just come out the pits with a 0.5-second penalty as we continue on then. They're going to take that penalty. We're going to be right behind them then as we head towards the hairpin. Looking around the outside then of that Ford machine, and we do get it stopped, or do we? Yes, we do. Just a bit deep, nothing major. Going to beat it out of here as quick as possible and stay in P8 for now. But remember, that's not necessarily... Well, we're up into P7 because we're overtaking someone in the pits, which is exactly what I was about to say. And we've caught up to Silent Caliber here then in the Gulf machine. Got somebody else in there, but Hito's back in the pits there as well. Now we are in this slipstream. Let's see what we can do versus Silent Caliber then. Can we get up into P6? The famous P6 here. We are going to have a look at lap times as well as we continue during this race then. As we are in that slipstream then. 25.999. That is a typical Gran Turismo time then, isn't it? Just overtaking somebody else as they came out the pits. This is a fight for P5 now as we go through the left-hander. Looking for a cutback. Not really going to work then as we continue on out of there. In terms of brake balance, by the way, if you're wondering, I'm using +0. Yeah, 0, neutral in terms of this one, just to try and maintain those tyres. Coming in here, I got a bit deep there, just missed Silent Caliber just there. I did double check that, I didn't hit them as we continue on out of there. Mawax in the pits now in P2. Hopefully that's some place gained maybe. We were fighting them earlier on. Let's continue on then down this hill and up again. So well, you know, we're just surviving in those 25s at the moment. Slipstream's helping, of course, as we cross the line. That's the 26s now. We are in these fights as well. As we go towards that right-hand side, we did overtake Mawax in all of that. Looking for P4 then. Round the outside, we're going to go here. Can we do this? Look at this. Side-by-side action. We're going to leave this corner then, but we're going to get a slight tap there, and we do just catch it just there. Silent Caliber came off the throttle as well, so fair play to them. But slight tap there. Cost me a position to Ramster then as we go into the left and then the right here then. Lap 9 of 12 as we advance towards the hairpin then, right behind Ramster. And again, I was broken a little bit late here, so I went for that outside line to avoid hitting Ramster. That's a sportsmanlike thing to do. I knew I could make the corner, and I knew it would just be in time then. That's what I did, you know. I can see what's going to happen here. So, down the hill we go, and then back up in the slipstream then of Ramster as we go towards the left-hand side. Then they don't go defensive for this one, which I was surprised about. You see we're in the 27s now. Remember, we were in the 25s when we had fresh tyres, and the fresh tyres can help at the end as well. So we are going to look at the overall race time as well, because we've got fighting here. We had fighting in the other one as we continue on through them. And actually, if you look at that track map, everybody's very close together here. But we do get past Ramster then. Up into P4 we go. Happy days. As we advance towards this back straight then. And the hairpin is coming up. Ramster is going for that inside line then. As we go in towards this braking zone. So I always try and go for a wider line in here. Ramster's going for that inside line. Gets it stopped beautifully and gets that place. But we're in the slipstream. Only one way this can go, really, with this slipstream. I'm sure Ramster knows this as well. So beautiful racing so far. We go towards this outside line. This is so we don't get the slipstream too early here as we come back in behind that Ford GT car. As we go towards that right-hand side then, as we head towards the line, it's going to be side by side on the line then. 2 laps to go here as we head in towards the braking zone then. And Ramster on that inside line. And we're trying around the outside again. Slight rub there, nothing major there at all. Everyone's trying to be clean and fair here. Gives me enough room on the exit. Beautiful stuff here. I decide to back out of this. I want to fight in the last lap and not bring that huge pack, which you can see on the track map there. I don't want to bring them into the fray here. I want just a clean fight with Ramster and try and fight for this P4 then. Ramster knows this now as we head towards the final lap there. Tyre wear getting low here. We're in the high 26s there as well as we come into this braking zone. And Ramster defending that inside line. Can we get it done, though, like we did earlier on? Not quite. Ramster keeping that position then as we continue on out of here, right behind this Ford GT. We've got Hito in this fight again as well. We saw them earlier on in the previous race. As we go into the left, trying to slow this down, drop to second gear, chuck it in. Hopefully the car stays stable. It does indeed. Through we go. We advance towards the hairpin, then when we get close. And Lewis behind had changed tyres, folks. Had changed tyres there, had Lewis. So it just shows you, in the fight, you can come back through with fresh tyres. You can brake later. You've got more grip, so you're doing the laps faster. It's really good. However, we're in the fight with Ramster here, and we're in to the run to the line. This final lap then, who's going to get P4? Ramster goes towards the left. I'm trying to stay in the same gear. Hopefully this works out as we get to the line. Not quite. Finishing in P5 there. So it's around a 17:39 lap. And that means it's very close between a changed tyres and not changed tyres. And I'd argue the lower down you go in the lobbies, the better it is to change tyres because you will struggle with tyre wear a little bit more. Right, I've got some bloopers for you here. So you can see here, Selling Caliber there, just clipping the grass into turn 1. Quite a common thing to do, actually, because you do want to take the widest line possible. They go for a bit of a spin. So we go to this one then. So this is Mahata. We saw them just parked up on the left-hand side. Going through here then, they get a bit of oversteer. And then if you notice here, they just have no pedal inputs at all. You can see they're still steering. It was like the pedal's just broken and crashed there. So they go into the barrier to avoid causing issues there and stay out of the way. So fair play to them. Then the big crash, the one we saw got 3 positions from. Apex Twin just broke a bit too late there. Tried to take avoiding action. Had nowhere to go other than to go to that inside line. And unfortunately, Key and I think that was Pleb Sparks there was impacted by that one. Unfortunate to see, but accidents do happen and it is what it is. That's it for this video, folks. If you did like it, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. And there are 2 videos to check out there. So the answer to your question, should you change or not change? I would say change those tyres. Go for clean set and go for glory. That is it for me. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.